Hey guys, this is Matt in Exile, and today I got a video for you, and it takes place in New Zealand, where they're starting to tax farmers because of methane coming from their cows. Pretty much what they're taxing them for is cow burps. And the reason they're doing this is because World Economic Forum was pushing this climate change crisis thing going around. And the same thing's going on in the Netherlands, most of Europe, and also the United States. Now, California did the same thing, but they didn't tax people, they did incentives. And supposedly, California cut their emissions by like 30% from farm animals, which the only reason that happened is because they moved the farm animals from California to somewhere else out west. That's the same thing that's going to happen in New Zealand. They're going to move from New Zealand to probably Australia, or maybe they might just move it to, let's see, China, India, Russia, which I don't think we need to give them any more power than they already have when it comes to food, and allow them to produce beef as well. It doesn't make any sense, but this is the direction that the World Economic Forum is going, and they think it's a good idea. I don't. I think it's something that is idiotic. The fact is, countries need to produce their own food. If they can produce more and give it to other countries or sell it to other countries, so be it. But they need to be able to produce enough food to take care of their own population. And with these regulations that the WEF is setting up and these governments are implementing, you can't do that. And it's going to cause issues throughout the world whenever you implement them globally. But guys, this is all my opinion. Watch the video and see how ridiculous it is. And don't forget, hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.
While belching is widely considered to be rude, livestock don't seem to care. All day, every day, they burp. But it's not the act of burping that's the problem. It is the methane that they release into our atmosphere. The average cow emits a whopping 220 pounds of methane gas a day. Well, New Zealand is doing something about it by taxing burping livestock. Mike Drolet explains.
With a population of just 5 million, New Zealand's carbon footprint is relatively small. Its hoof print, however, is through the roof. And now, in a world first, New Zealand farmers will have to pay a tax for every one of the methane-emitting 10 million cattle and 26 million sheep that roam the scenic countryside. The farmers will be able to mitigate their tax burden if they lower emissions by modernizing their operations. Where the program could fail is if farmers pick up and move their operations to another country.
When you shut down farms and they go someplace else, then that doesn't mean that the demand for these products that these farms used to produce all of a sudden ceases to exist. The demand is still there and will be satisfied by somebody else elsewhere in the world. And that means that emissions will simply shift from one place to another.
Cows and sheep are ruminant animals, meaning they have 4-chambered stomachs that act like fermentation vats that create methane, 95% of which comes right out of their mouths. As far as greenhouse gases go, methane traps up to 36 times more heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide does. And that's bad. But while the carbon dioxide we emit today will stick in the atmosphere for centuries, methane dissipates in far less time.
The good news is that methane is short-lived. It only lives about a decade in the atmosphere, and then it's killed, it's destroyed.
New Zealand is hoping for the kind of success seen in California, which has reduced the methane produced by its dairy farms by 30%. However, California did it through incentives, not taxes. Whether or not it works, the impact of burping livestock on global warming still pales in comparison to the real culprit.